There we go. Is porn cheating? Is porn cheating? Brought to you by Austin Hamilton from Choosing New. Welcome, everybody. My name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach, the coach of porn. Oh, how nice. Somebody reached out to me and said, I hope you're good, bro. I'm good. Thanks for checking on me. I've been a little hit or miss lately. No reason besides being sick and, life, like kids and stuff like that. But anyways, we're back here to ask the question, is porn cheating? Is it cheating to masturbate while watching strangers have sex while you're in a committed, allegedly monogamous relationship? So that's the question. What do you think? If you want to share your opinion, share a story, maybe about how you've been affected by pornography, whether you've been betrayed or maybe you've been addicted to it as a user, or just use it and you're like, hey, this is no problem. Porn is great. Come share your opinion. I'd love to chat. Go ahead and hit that request button over there. One of those 4 slots. I'll put you in. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a follow if you don't follow me already. If you like my content. If you don't like my content, follow me anyways. Maybe you can come back and argue with the people in my comments sometime. And like and share if you wouldn't mind. Let's get up to 10,000 likes. We can do it. We can do it. Teamwork, people. What's my opinion? My opinion is that if you're in a committed, monogamous relationship with another person and you've said something like, I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, till death do us part. If you deviate from that, whether it's using a person on a screen or otherwise, that would go against the agreement you made, the commitment that you made, and therefore be cheating. That's my opinion. Love the Beach 99. Love these lives. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dieter von Kunth. Hey there, what's going on?
Good evening, dude.
Good evening. Dude, is porn cheating?
I gotta say no.
You gotta say no. All right, tell me more.
Why would it be cheating? I mean, you're not like cheating on your
Wait,
girlfriend.
are you my guy that comes on here every once in a while?
No, I don't know who you think I am, but
Have I ever talked to you before on
you're
TikTok?
live, dude. I just joined your live, dude.
Have I ever talked to you before on TikTok?
No, I've never been on here.
Okay. Well, I don't know that I believe you, but okay, so you don't think it's cheating. Tell me more.
What? Porn is watching porn cheating? I mean, is
It's
porn
totally
cheating?
you, man. It's totally you. You always have a
Porn
different
cheating?
username.
No. Porn is not cheating. Is watching porn cheating? Maybe you might want to add to the sentence, my friend.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Have I talked to you before?
Never. Never.
Well, I know. I have.
You,
So I'm going to go ahead and move on. See you, man. Nice try. All right. Who's next? That guy comes on like once a month. Conversation never goes anywhere. Steve-O, that was his name. You remembered that, Toys R Us. Was that it?
How you
Hey
doing?
there, what's going on? I'm doing good.
Okay. How's your day going?
I'm doing good. Is porn cheating?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Okay. Why is that?
Well, because you're cheating on God, you know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
and if I had a wife, I'd be cheating on my wife if you know, I used to watch a lot of porn back in the day, but Jesus Christ delivered me from porn. You know. So yes, it is. It's unnatural. You know, watching porn is unnatural. It's not natural because sex is only in marriage. Is only in marriage.
Okay.
A husband and wife is healthy for a husband and wife should, you know, have sex in marriage, but not in like outside of marriage. I'm telling you, I used to be so addicted to it, you know, but it changed my character. You know, watching porn changed my character. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it makes me want to have sex with every woman. You know what I mean? And back in the day, that's how porn did to me. You know, porn got me want me to have sex with every woman. You know, and I only wanted sex for women. You know, I only wanted to have sex. I only wanted sex. I mean, it was so bad that my whole character changed. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Got it.
And it could corrupt people's life, and men needs to be careful on watching porn because it could corrupt marriage. It could corrupt like you know
How
your
old were you when you
life.
started watching porn?
I think I was like I think I started when I was like 18 years old. Now I'm
Okay.
34, but I got saved. I think it was like 4 years ago. I gave my life to Jesus, and you know Jesus delivered me because that's a demon. You know what I mean? It's a demon. So you know, I used to get you know, I used to have bad dreams, like sexual dreams. It caused me to have sexual dreams, and I used to wake up with wet dreams. You know, a lot of times. But when I give my life to Jesus, he did. You know, I stopped having these dreams. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because porn is serious. You know, it changed my character. You know,
Yeah.
it got me depressed. You know, it got me suicide thoughts. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It got me suicide thoughts. Porn is
Yeah.
demons. It has demons in it.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for sharing.
All right,
I'm glad you're
all
free of
right.
it. All right. Take care.
Yes, only
All right. Is porn cheating? Is porn cheat? Oh, James. James, you're a fan favorite. What's up, man?
Hey guys, I'm back.
Good to see you, man. You want to hang out here?
Yeah, sure, why not? I want to help you, with debates and things like that.
All right, great. James, our friend, who's what are you, 20 years old or something?
Yep, exactly. 20 years old, future Marine.
All right, let's go. P.O. Ma, is porn cheating?
I'm actually trying to wrap my head around this at the moment because I was pretty dead set that it wasn't, having watched porn for many years myself. But now that I'm in my first committed monogamous relationship, having previously been poly, I'm trying to wrap my head around whether irregular porn use can be considered as such.
Got it. Did you say regular or irregular porn use?
I guess irregular, because I guess the idea of addiction comes that you can't stop the compulsion. But if it's only every now and again, that's where I guess I'm like tripping up a little bit.
Got it. All right. So you used to be polyamorous. Now you claim to be monogamous.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And mono meaning what?
Mono, just my boyfriend and I.
Okay. So with that framework, where's the room for other people?
I guess what we used to do is we both used to watch porn. Sometimes we'd even watch it during sex. And I personally noticed that it was affecting how I felt towards him and had the conversation. And we both decided to stop. But beyond porn, monogamous is no other dates, no other flirtatiousness, not following girls that you don't know on Instagram. So all of those same things. Yeah.
Got it. Well, wouldn't it just be no other people?
No other real people that he can have contact with, or just no people full stop.
Got it. Well, no, I'm asking you. Is it no other people?
Yeah, just no other people.
Okay. So what would be the difference if the person's on a screen or in real life?
I'm actually trying to remember what he's brought to me. I guess it's the connection to it, or like the depersonalization of it.
You want me to give you the
That
actual answer? There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
difference. It's the
Tap
same
in,
thing.
James.
There's no difference, ma'am. It's the same thing. There's no actual difference. You're just trying to make an excuse for yourself so you can make yourself feel better.
Yeah. Well, look, I've been watching this live and I've been following the porn coach for a while, which is actually why my tune towards it changed quite markedly. So the last time that I found out, I actually kicked him out, and was like, we need to look at this from a totally different angle. I'm trying to come at it a little bit more calm because I want to understand that this isn't necessarily something you have complete control over if it is something you've been socialized to do since as young as 13. I think in Australia is where a lot of people start watching porn. So I guess from there, I'm wondering, is there a way that I can support him in changing or combating these compulsions? Because that's where I'm kind of finding it hard. I'm like, he has a willingness. He's admitted that, like, this isn't right. I don't want to do it. But if we're not in a good place, then that might be an easier, slide to go down. And in every other element, the relationship is great. He is, he has not repented. He is remorseful. He has remorse about it, and he is definitely really upset about his own use. But how to then translate that into actual action is where I'm kind of having a bit of a trip up.
So,
To answer that question, oh, my bad, sorry.
oh, go ahead, man.
You
Go
want
ahead.
to talk?
It's your live now.
To answer that question, I think it's pretty simple. It's either he does it or he doesn't. If he does really love you, if he does really feel remorse and all of that type of stuff, then yeah, then he will do it. But if he just keeps going back to the same old thing over and over and over again, then then you gotta ask yourself, does he really love you, or does he love more of the porn?
Well, the first time was at Christmas, and now what was two and a bit months afterwards, he didn't hide. I just asked him, I'm like, have you watched it? And he said yes. So again, he wasn't being deceptive, but he also wasn't being truthful in telling me when he had watched it. So I don't think it's like a regular thing, but yeah, that was pretty much what I said to him. I was like, you saw how much pain it put me through last time. So this has gone beyond just the compulsion. It's an active choice to prioritize self-pleasure over the comfort in the relationship. And he gets that. So I'm just wondering if you guys really think, like, is it impossible to have this cognitive dissonance where the compulsion overrides the actual desire to be monogamous and faithful?
Well, what if
Help me answer this question.
me?
Yeah, you answer
Oh,
the
you're
question.
tapping me back in. Great. Well, I would ask you, what does the answer to that question matter?
I guess it's effort, right? Like it's an effort. It's a showing that he recognizes an issue, but he's making active steps to ameliorate the situation.
Okay.
But
Well, what are you
what those
wanting?
would be.
Are you wanting monogamy?
I'm doing monogamy because that's what we agreed on. I'd be quite happy to be poly again, but for me, it's like I don't really need porn. I'm bisexual. I'd rather just go out and be seeing women. But he's saying he doesn't want that. So
I don't believe anything you just said.
really,
Well,
Me
you're like
either.
you're like, we're monogamous, but I don't care. We could do poly. I'm bi. Blah blah. Like
no, I would definitely look. I would prefer monogamy because that's what we've been doing for the past 2 years. Like I made a choice to like stop doing polyamory. I was like, okay, I'm going to try something different, see how this
and you
works out.
guys, just to be clear, you guys, the same two people were in a relationship while you guys were polyamorous.
So previously in polyamory, I've dated men and women, and in previous relationships, porn's not been an issue. Haven't even thought twice about it. I've gone as far to like set up my boyfriends with sex workers while they're away. Like I'm definitely not a prude. I would say
When you went away, you would set up your boyfriend with a sex worker.
when he went away, yeah, he would go on
When he
trips
went away.
because for me, it's I guess the main thing is
And this is the
that,
same boyfriend that you're currently with.
No. This is a previous. So I'm just saying, like in previous relationships, I guess the main defining point for me is the truth. It's like the transparency in it, because the porn, it's not necessarily like, it obviously does bring about some insecurity, but I think the main thing is the deception and feeling like there's secrecy kept in. So yeah, in previous relationships, I haven't minded so much seeing other people or watching porn because it's all been very much out in the open. Whereas I'm almost fearful of monogamous heterosexual relationships because I find that the dynamic doesn't allow for openness. There's so much shame torn up in it that I guess I'm trying to like understand it from a male's point of view.
Well, that's the question that you're really wrestling with. What you're naming is the key. You're afraid of monogamy. You're afraid of what that might like. Is it actually possible? Is that what the question is that you're wrestling with? Is it actually
little bit.
possible to be monogamous?
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't.
Well, it just
So-
depends how much you can handle, though. That's the only thing. Is like how much you can handle of his shit, basically. I'm sorry if I curse, by the way, but it's like
I'm from
how
Australia,
much you can deal, like how much of you can deal of his bullshit, basically, of him watching porn.
Yeah, not very long. I think it's going to be 3 strikes, you're out. The second one, I kicked him out of the house, and I was like, the only way we're coming back is if you come to me with actionable steps. So he's come back with a porn blocker. We're going to watch Louis Theroux's documentary series on the sex industry, and we're going to have like check-ins moving forward. But I just find that it's that breaking of trust. It's going to be really hard to mend, and I'm just wondering, like, if you guys have done it previously, like what steps that you went through to
For me,
regain that trust. Yeah.
for me, it was mostly discipline. It's just mostly, telling yourself that you can do it, and mostly telling yourself to not watch it, mostly. But for me, what made it more easier is just to like not tell yourself constantly, like, oh, do not watch that, because then it makes you more susceptible to watch it more. So my recommendation for him is to basically do that, but that's only if he does it. If he doesn't, then that just tells you more about it, basically.
Yeah. That's heavy days.
Yeah, so I would invite you to look at what are you really wanting and why are you afraid of monogamy? When did that start?
I've been doing a bit of self-reflection. I think my ADHD recent diagnosis has kind of shed some light on what might have been hypersexuality. I think also maybe not having a great role model of monogamy, even though my parents were together for 25 years. It was a very tumultuous relationship, very abusive while it was there. So I haven't seen necessarily a strong role model of what faithful monogamous. Well, they were faithful, but they weren't necessarily a strong monogamous couple.
Yeah, got it. So look, there's gold in what you just said, and I had a hunch you were going to talk about your parents. Is it possible that the way you've oriented to polyamory and monogamy is rooted in this fear of the way that my parents modeled it was not the right way, so I don't want to go down that path?
Oh yeah, it's like
Okay.
a basis. It informs most of my decisions.
Yeah. So that's, there's an underlying fear there is you're wanting to not do what your parents did. And you know what happens when we do that? When we try to not do something, we end up doing it. Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
So then the question for you becomes, well, what do you want? It sounds like you want a monogamous relationship. You wouldn't be asking these questions if you didn't want him to be monogamous is my guess.
Yeah, no, definitely. Or at the very least, like I've said to him, I'm open to renegotiation of what the terms of our relationship are. But yeah, I've said to him, this is what I want, and that's what he says he wants. So that's what I'm fucking basing it off.
Well, great. Then let's move towards that, right? So how do you do that? I mean, you can't change him. If he doesn't want to change, he won't change. Period.
Yeah.
End of story.
My question is that how much are you gonna deal with his bullshit, basically?
Yeah, well, that's it. It's exhausting, isn't it? It's like I feel like I've been left with the emotional labor of trying to maneuver through this porn thing because, again, even with my girlfriends, I mean, I've been talking about porn with them more so, and even trying to convince them that porn is infidelity. It's just like these cogs turning in their mind, but it's not connecting. And so I can tell there's still like a lot of learning and understanding to be done there on his side. And I honestly just don't know if I can be fucked. I'm like, while you're learning and figuring it out, I'm still getting hurt.
That's called
Thank you.
maturing. That's basically what you just described. It's called understanding and maturing yourself, basically.
I'm dying. Yeah, what about women and consuming porn? Like if there was a woman within it, because I've also had a girl say that the way that women consume porn is very different to men. Like that because they are a part of the gender that is in quotation marks being subjugated as a part of the porn industry, that them watching it within it wouldn't be the same sort of wouldn't hold the same uh, badness. Can't think of a better word, but wouldn't be as bad.
I think it goes both ways in the end. It doesn't really matter what gender. It just goes both ways in the end.
I will report back to the girls.
Dude.
Get
James,
your
you're
hand off.
great, man. You're so young and so wise. Yeah, I mean the thing is, you got to look at why are you looking at porn? Why are you turning to those things? Why are you turning sex into an idol? Sexual pleasure, having the next best orgasm. Why is that all that, that's what, when we're looking at porn, that's in part what it's about. And so that becomes the idol. That becomes the only thing we strive for in life. Well, that's a pretty limited way of orienting towards life and relationships. So there's deeper questions to everything you're asking, P, which is, does anybody love me? Am I lovable? Am I worthy of love? Some variation of that. And you're playing around in all these monogamy, polyamory, I'm going to get my partner an escort, all this stuff, which, I mean, you do you, but what are you really wanting?
Well, I guess it's like getting onto that next stage of life where I'm a little bit more focused on my personal goals. So, like having this energy expended out onto what seems like pretty basic shit is just not really worth it to me
You
anymore.
just want basically a normal relationship, like a healthy relationship, like no porn, no nothing, just basic, like love.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, again, this has been like a change up for me. At start of last year, I was watching a lot of porn. I saw no problem with it. And especially because I was bisexual, I was like, "Ooh, I'll get my rocks off to girls, still have my mans. Like, I'm ticking all the boxes here." But I started to notice how it was changing how I felt about him and changing how I felt about sex. And I was like, well, shit, like I feel fairly educated in the subject. And if it's changing the way that I feel, like there's no way that this man's um, is like going through it unscathed. But I didn't find it as hard to stop. That's where I was kind of like having this thing where I'm like, okay, like a weakness of mental acuity, like is he, or is it quite literally just he doesn't care? Like that's kind of crazy because this man he's crying and like he's absolutely repentant. He's coming to me in tears outside of when we're having arguments and like telling me how sorry he is that he's hurt me and he understands how he's hurt me and then he wants to stop. But down the line, I don't know. It's like this total dissonance between what's being said and then the actions down the line.
Yeah, so P, how old are you guys?
I'm 30. He's 27.
Okay. Who else in his life knows that he's struggled or struggling with porn and wants to change it?
Oh, I mean, no one. When we last had a fight about it, he brought it up to a friend of his, and his friend went, "Well, why is she going through your phone? Porn is normal." So
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I guess kind of
That's a bad friend. 100% better friend.
You're the best color commentator, James.
Yeah,
So
just do my
here's the-
job.
Here's the thing: is he's stuck in shame. So shame festers in the darkness, but it can't stand being spoken to the light. He tried to speak it to the light, and his friend basically just shut him down.
Yeah.
So he wants to change. It sounds like he
Yeah, no, he
in my
really
estimation,
does.
he wouldn't be emotional about it and all that if he didn't want to change. But the problem is there's like a proportionate response to how much freedom we can have and who else we let into the problems that we're having in life. And nobody knows what this guy's going through besides you and one friend who was not a good friend. So
I know,
I'm
so
not
does
saying
he.
he needs to go tell people, but that is part of it, is telling people what's going on and what you're actually struggling with in life.
Yeah. The shame thing rings true. I mean, that's, after watching a couple of your videos and then trying to approach it from like a less emotional state on my side, which I realize when I come to him and I'm saying, "You've hurt me, you did this, you did that," all I'm doing is activating his shame and he immediately wants to disengage and run away from the problem. So attempting to approach it with some more empathy has definitely helped. But like you said, when it's his best mate telling him it's not an issue, I just feel like I'm fighting against a misogynistic Australia, not just like
Yeah.
his own mindset.
Wait,
Well, here's
coach.
yeah. Go ahead.
Remember, like there was a guy that came into this panel and he said that he had to lose his wife in order for him to like quit
Yeah.
porn.
Uh huh.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that's exactly what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna take him for him to lose somebody in order for him to quit. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but that's majority of the time that's what mostly happens.
BRB. Let me grab a book. I'll read a quote.
Yeah, no, go and get it. And I guess another thing is like, he said the porn blocker, and the porn blocker is great, but like, I mean, look, he's a bit of a dumbass when it comes to technology, so I don't think he's gonna be that tight on it. But like,
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
don't
It
know, he
just
doesn't like
depends on
me.
him in the end. It just
Yeah.
Look. Here's the thing. So, this comes from Facing Heartbreak. This is for partners of sex addicts.
Facing
Stephen
heart.
Carnes, who's like the godfather of a lot of this stuff, says there comes a moment when addicts realize they are
Oh
about to
wait, coach.
lose.
Coach. She
Oh,
her
she.
internet.
No, she
Oh
might
no,
not.
she's back.
Okay.
Okay,
All
we
right.
back.
Okay. There comes a moment when addicts realize they are about to lose everything: an intimate relationship, children, job, money, friends, and more. In this moment, addicts may finally receive the gift of desperation and become willing to embrace a program of recovery from addiction. You play an important part in this gift by making it clear when you've reached your limit and under what circumstances you will leave the relationship. Notice this is like empowering language for the betrayed partner. And consider this. What if, drawing a hard line, maybe it is leaving the relationship. I'm not telling you what to do, but think about it. What if that was the most loving thing you could do for him? How does that
So
land with you?
yeah, I mean, it rings true because what I realized, and I said this to him, I was like, when this last happened, and you made promises to change. My problem is that I just took your word for it. I didn't change my behavior. So what you got from me is that actually I'm okay with this behavior. That I'm going to
Exactly.
accept it and I'm not going to do anything about it.
Your actions indicate that you're actually okay with it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why this time around I was like, you have to leave the house. We were meant to be moving in together. We were meant to be finding a place together. So that's now not going ahead. And yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I'm considering ending this relationship, but because it's not a daily thing or even a regular thing, I would say maybe once every couple of weeks, it was probably more likely. I mean, assuming that he's not barefaced lying, but I think considering he was truthful about the rest, I'd like to believe it. But I guess for that reason, I don't just want to moot point like this is the end of it, it's unacceptable, that we can't come back from it. But I think maybe there also needs to be some ultimatums laid out or something of the sort to know that he's serious.
Ultimatums don't work. But here's the thing. I mean, as long as you're keeping the secret with him, it's going to be very difficult for him to get out of it. So the question is, what is he willing to do to embrace a program of recovery? And back to your point about like you were able to stop porn. I don't know why. I mean, we can theorize on it, but in my experience, women can just stop. It does not work like that for guys. Maybe it's the visual component of it. Guys are more visually stimulated, but it's
Coach, I
different.
think I have to disagree on you on that one. I think anyone could stop it, no matter what.
I
I
didn't
mean,
I
if a
didn't say
woman
they
can.
I didn't say they can't stop. I said it's harder.
Harder, definitely. I
I
think
mean, I
my
agree. I
my
agree.
reasoning is that because men are watching it more regularly from an earlier age, those synapses within their brain are getting formed and cemented much earlier. So most of the women that I know weren't really watching porn until much later in their teens, like 17 onwards, whereas most men that I know were exposed as young as 11, 12.
Yeah, well, most men are exposed to pornography by the age of 13, by the age of 13. So
Which is crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah. So here's the thing: is you got to decide what boundaries are you wanting to put in place for your relationship and what you're wanting in your life. Notice all the yous there. You can't change him. You're focused a lot on his behavior with compassion. I got that, but really being curious about it is what will get to the root of it. And he's got to go on that journey if he wants to. And there's tons of resources out there. I have books recommended in my bio. He can schedule an appointment with me if he wants to. He can find a therapist. There's a lot of places that can help with this.
Okay,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Those all sound good. Yeah, I might just do that. Cool. Thank you very much for taking some time. I've like thought about hopping on a couple of times before, but I was like, oh, I'll just wait because I know you're gonna throw some real shit out there.
Good
All right,
luck,
well,
though. Good
thanks
luck
for
on the
sharing.
relationship.
Thank you. I'll be listening on another live, no doubt.
Yeah, no
sounds good.
problem.
All right, best luck. Au revoir.
James,
Face
what's up, man?
reveal.
Showing
What's
your
up?
face.
Finally,
You're actually the
yeah.
guy in the picture.
But yeah, I'm not joking. I'm actually at a hotel right now. I'm actually going to MEPS right now as I speak.
What is that? What's MEPS?
It's basically a way to say it's like sorry, my bad, my ADHD is so bad. It's basically a way for you to enter the military, if you're qualified or not, basically.
Got it.
Yeah,
it. Well-
it's just simple as that.
Got it. We'll figure out how to form sentences before you get out there on the front lines, okay?
Oh yeah,
I'm just
please,
kidding.
I need to.
That's cool. So where are you doing that right now?
Right now I'm in Brooklyn as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Sweet.
office is because the office in MEPS is in Brooklyn.
Okay. All right,
So,
let's
yeah.
bring someone else on here. Jalen, what's up, man? Jalen, are you there? Hello. Hello.
I think he was talking.
I'm not hearing anything. Jalen, you there?
I don't think he's
Picking him
talking.
off. Like and share, people. We're almost to 10,000 likes. Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already. Hey there, what's going on?
Free Fly Friday and now free
Hello.
Hey, can you
Changes
turn your
getting-
TV off, Katie?
I don't have any.
Well, whatever's going on in the background.
My YouTube playing. It automatically started playing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, is porn
How are you-
cheating? I'm good.
To me, I don't. Okay, I think that's like I guess circumstantial question. For me and my current relationship, personally, it doesn't bother me. We both watch it together or like on our own or whatever, and it just doesn't bother me very much. But I know when people like lie about it and say they don't watch it to their partner and then they watch it, that's where I feel like the line can get crossed, in my
Got it.
opinion. But I'm pretty comfortable. I feel like my partner, if I was like, oh, I don't want you to do this, he wouldn't. And if he did, then I would probably just leave. Like, I know
Got
that's easier said than done, but like to me, that's like I just don't like liars. So
Oh,
like,
no.
I think that's a lie and not cheating. That's just my opinion, though. I totally understand if people differ in opinions of that. But to me, I'm like, a lie is a lie, but it doesn't make you a cheater, I guess.
Okay. Are you married? Are you engaged? Dating? What's your relationship?
We're just dating. We've been together about like 2 years.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 24 and he is 30.
He's 30. Okay. So it doesn't bother you that he masturbates while watching other women have sex?
No, it doesn't, honestly. I
Okay.
do the same thing. I like both sexes. So I do it on my own as well. So it doesn't personally bother me.
Got it.
Okay.
I know it's a very controversial thing. I was like, oh, I'm nervous to come up in here because I know a lot of people have had really bad experiences where their partner, women and men, like it's definitely not just men, have lied to them like, oh, I'm not doing this. And then when you find somebody doing something you're not comfortable with it, it's super heartbreaking. So I was scared to come up and give my opinion because I know a lot of people disagree with me.
Well, why do you think it's controversial?
Because this is another controversial opinion, especially like the cam girl OnlyFans take on it. People are like, cam girls ruined my relationship, and in my opinion, I think it's the person that went behind your back and reached out to those people. Because I do know people in that industry, and they normally don't go out of their way being like, hey, like, seen you were married on Facebook, buy my content. Like, it's normally not like that. It's normally
Yeah, it is.
like somebody, really?
Yeah, absolutely. They might not use those words, but those women know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
Majority-
it's still the person, like women or man. I'm like, I don't like to just say men because I think women do the same thing. It's still the person purchasing the content. Like they're still consensually doing it. Nobody's pulling, they're like forcing them to, or like putting their own card information in to do that. You know what I mean? Like to keep up that relationship.
Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah.
So I feel like it's like, if I don't think it's like the cam girl or the porn or the this that ruined your relationship. I think it's like the person's morals. Because if you tell your partner you're uncomfortable with something, they should respect that, man or
Well,
woman.
can two things be true though at the same time?
Yeah, 100%.
So sure, there's responsibility on the person who's going and seeking out the porn, but can there be responsibility on the person who's making the porn available?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that. But I do think that the porn industry is so large, and I just don't think it's gonna like stop. So I don't know. I don't really necessarily have like a personal problem with it, but I do know a lot of people do, and I feel really bad that it has ruined so many people's relationships, and I feel like that is like a partner thing because I know like we'll just do this like example. Like some women are like, "Oh, my man watches porn behind my back," and we've had many conversations about it, and he won't stop. And like they obviously just deserve a better partner that will respect those boundaries. And I know
Got it.
that's hard to. You can't. Some people, it's hard to be like, "Oh, I can't be with you because of this." Like that's very hard when you have a whole relationship with somebody. But I think like to me, if something was bothering me that much, I would leave that partner.
Got it.
Okay.
So do you think a woman's body should be a marketplace?
I think it's up to the person. Like I'm very like pro like pro choice in all aspects. Like men doing porn, women doing porn. Like I think they should be able to do what they want with their bodies. So if that's something they want to do, pop off. Doesn't affect me. Like I just go to work and go home and eat and hang out. Like it's not personal. Like it just doesn't bother me. There's a lot worse things in the world. I'm not really focused about like what somebody's doing with their body, I guess.
All right. Fair enough.
Is there an age where you might consider where you are concerned with what people do with their bodies?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, do you have any morals? That's really the question I'm asking.
Yeah, I just don't think like physical harm. Yeah, I worry about that. I don't want anybody to harm themselves. But if somebody wants to make porn, pop off. Like if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm just not very like, I just don't think it bothers me because I don't really think about it. And if I do think about it, I'm like, oh, good for you. That's what you want to do. It makes you happy. Awesome. Obviously, if you're hurting yourself, if you're forced into it, if you're not happy, if it is something negative for you, obviously, I don't want somebody to do that to themselves.
Got it.
But I think some people enjoy it.
Katie, you know, majority of the porn things that happen in Pornhub are most of the time, like most of those videos, women are getting mostly harmed. Majority of the time.
I do think that's a pretty like broad statement. I mean, like, do you have numbers for that? Like, do you know like what the statistics are? Because I don't, so I can't tell you.
Here's one. So on Pornhub, you ever heard of Pornhub?
Yes, it is
Yeah,
currently banned in my state, but I do know about Pornhub.
Yeah. So there was a study a few years ago. They found that 1 in 8 videos on the homepage, just the homepage, were either people who were underage or it was non-consensual. And those are the only ones that they could prove.
Yeah, that's awful. That is like horrible. That is like not good at all. Obviously, I don't want anybody to be, forced into stuff like that. When I was saying like, oh, it doesn't really bother me, I meant the people who like consensually choose it. Like
How do you
women
know?
who like,
How do you know if they consented?
Yeah, true. How do you know that?
I do know like quite a few sex workers. So like I know people who enjoy making content on like OnlyFans and stuff like that. Not on like the big porn sites, but like people who actually like really like it. It makes them feel good. It's fun for them, whatever. And like I know it's consensual because one of my best friends does it and she really enjoys it. And I do know quite a few women that do it. Just because I'm pretty like open. I'm always down to have a conversation with anybody. I'm not a very like judgmental person, so I just find a lot of people that do a lot of different things. But yeah, she really likes it. So I'm not saying that's for everybody, but the few women that I do know like it, and those are the type of people I'm like, yeah, if you want to do that, go for it. Obviously, don't want anybody to get trafficked or forced into anything or
Why is that
underage.
obvious? Why is it obvious you don't want that? It doesn't seem that way to me.
Yeah, me either.
I'm genuinely
I mean-
asking because if you know anything about the porn industry, that it wouldn't be obvious.
Yeah, I just think that some women choose it and some women enjoy it. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone. You know, I don't know these people personally, just like everybody on the internet that does it. But I do think there is a part of that statistic that are people that are choosing it. And if those people like it, great for them.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, there's a whole book written about the myths of porn.
Hey,
porn
you
myth.
brought the book.
And chapter 8 is porn isn't sex slavery. The actors freely choose the lifestyles they lead. This debunks really what you're saying, that it's a choice that people willingly do. Now, there's the illusion of choice oftentimes, and I'm sure that the anecdotal stories you have are true. But you know, it's a real slippery slope to take that position, because it oftentimes does lead to situations that people don't want to be in and don't know how to get out of. Real quick, I just want to address the comments with the 1 and 8 thing. Yes, whoever said that's an old article or whatever, you're right. They did rectify that with Pornhub within the last couple of years. It comes from a book called Takedown. That the person who wrote that book was like one of the leading people towards getting Pornhub banned in many states. So,
But Katie, my question for you is that do you agree that Pornhub should be banned or no?
So with statistics that high on like high traffic sites, I'm just going off the 1 and 8. I know you just said that they corrected it, but I'm just gonna go off of that for now because I don't know.
Just to be clear, it wasn't corrected. It's they've at the moment in time in which they did the study, that's what it was. But they've led towards banning the behaviors that got them there. So hopefully, Pornhub has cleaned up their act.
Okay, awesome. I think that like high traffic sites, like so where I live, I'm not gonna like say where I live because I'm not comfortable with that. But in the state I live in, they're doing the like porn ban right now, which I think honestly will probably help. But it's just like, in my opinion, again, this is not like fact or anything. It's just like unfortunately, this is really sad. I don't. Just as a person, I don't know. I don't want people to be in uncomfortable situations. I don't want underage anything on the internet. It makes me sick. But like,
That's
if
what's
you,
happening right now on the Pornhub.
yeah, it's super sad. Like, I'm not like, yay, Pornhub, woo. Like, I'm not like advocating for it. I'm just saying, okay, if you tell people they can't buy guns, people are still gonna buy guns. And it's super sad. The creepy people are still going to find a way to get the creepy shit they want to get, and it's horrible. But I do think sites need to take way more precautions on who they're filming, what they're filming, how they're posting it, where they're posting it, who owns the content, who is in the like the friend I have that enjoys content, right? She doesn't do professional porn. She just does like a little page like OnlyFans or whatever. And she kind of controls that. But I feel like they should have more verification for that, because there are women on there who are forced into it, and that is horrible. And men too, just as much as women, and it is really, really sad. I don't support that at all. I don't support that side of the industry at all.
Yeah,
But
you do.
I mean, I watch like my friends and stuff, like who I know like it, and I definitely have watched general porn in my lifetime. But
you're still supporting it.
I think you can support like your friends who do stuff they consent to without supporting people who don't. Like if you send them directly money or whatever, and like support them without supporting like creepy stuff.
It's real hard to walk this line, isn't it, Katie? I mean, you're either supporting sex slavery or you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
I disagree
It's just
with that.
you're just redirecting the profits of who's getting to participate in the profit.
I don't
So
think that.
you're doing your friends a favor by not having to give somebody else a cut.
I just don't think that that's true. Like, I don't think I'm like supporting pedophiles because I think that some people like to make content.
Well, I
We're
mean,
not saying no, but like I'm not saying no, but the more you speak of it, it sounds like more like you are, basically.
Okay,
yeah, I
so
mean,
here I'll just say this. I am not supporting of any pedophilia or anything like that. I swear to you I am not. I just think that certain women who are 100% agreeing on like 100%, it is just them. Not talking about everything like in general right now. I'm just talking about this specific case. I think that they should be able to do what they want with their body.
yeah, I got that. So, and I see you, Jenny. Well, I'll ask that question. Why do you watch your friends masturbate?
Because I think it's hot and fun, and my partner's okay with it.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, look, I get it that you don't want to support all those bad things. I hear you loud and clear. But would you consider that you're contributing towards an industry that it's not a good industry in how it's made?
Yeah,
And
majority
you're-
of it is bad.
just think about it this way, and I'll make like a binary for the sake of argument. But you're either like for the totality of the industry, or you're against it.
I
And
feel
you
like
seem to
that's
be
so
more on
general.
the for it. Well, it is general. Again, it's a cheap and easy argument. I'll give you that, right? But do you want to be which one do you want to be for? Like helping people get out of this, maybe living into a different type of career path, maybe getting out of selling their bodies, or do you want to continue to fuel that with your dollars and with your efforts?
I want the people who want to get out of it to get out of it, and the people who enjoy it, if that's
I guess
what
what
they
do you
want to
think
do.
would be
they can
better?
do.
More sex slavery or less sex slavery?
Well, I feel like this is like super. I don't know. I feel like it's getting like a little like pointed at me, because like I don't think that like I'm not saying anything about the people who don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Like I feel like maybe I'm coming across wrong, but like I don't want people who don't want to do it to do it. That's horrible. That's awful. It's very, very sad.
Do you want more
I
sex slavery or less?
I mean, obviously less. Who would want more?
Well, why
That's
is that
horrible.
obvious
That's
based on
so
what you're saying? It's not obvious to me. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
because it's just like a basic human thing. I don't want people to be enslaved. That's horrible.
Well,
That's
That's what's happening in the porn industry.
yeah.
But not
Look,
every single person in the industry is like that. There are people who like it. There are.
yeah, that's read. Look, I mean, read this book, Katie. It might open your mind to
But
some
I
of
do
these
know
things.
people who like do it and actually enjoy it.
We're
old
not
are they?
saying no, Katie. We're not
You
saying
guys
no.
are saying I'm like supporting sex slavery because I know people
No,
who
no,
like it.
no. You're saying
And I'm
that.
okay with
That's
that.
not. You're the one saying you support
I'm
it.
not. I've said 100 times I am not okay with that.
No,
The only thing I'm okay with is a woman or man deciding what they want to do with their body.
I got that. But I'm. You're saying you support your people like with your dollars. You pay them to continue being sex slaves.
Only if they're like my friends are comfortable. But also I just like my friends will be like, "Oh, is this a good angle for this?" I'm like, "Sure, pop off." Like my best friend is my best friend. I've known her for years. So like it's not like I don't know, it's not like super weird between us. We're very open. So like I don't think it's a problem cuz she wants to do it. I would never give money to people who don't want that.
Yeah, well,
Like
that's where when you really think about it, like does she actually want to do it? Is this the best and highest use?
she
I'm
seems really,
speaking
really
generally.
happy and she talks about it all the time. Like she can't wait to do this, can't wait. She said it's built her confidence a lot since after she's had children and stuff.
I
Well,
would
guess
say,
what? Guess what? There's a chapter on that in this book as well.
yeah. I mean,
I
I
mean, I
would.
can't
say-
read her
Myth,
mind, but
myth
she
number
says she
three.
likes it.
Myth number three. Porn empowers women. Hey, sometimes I sit here and read this book. I don't feel like doing that tonight. But thanks for sharing, Katie. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
I don't know what happened.
That's all right.
I mean, you can't always win every day.
We're not. It's not about winning or losing. It's about creating conversation.
Thank you. Actually, you're right. Actually, should have thought about that. Thank you for
Yeah.
telling me.
Yeah. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. If they want to change their mind, they're welcome to. But
Fair enough.
why do I look younger? I don't know if you're talking to me. Maybe it's because James is 20.
Oh, I think he's talking to me. I mean, I have a baby face. Maybe that helps. I don't know.
Laser
mean,
Beam, you want to come on and talk? You guys aren't creating conversation. You're being bullies.
Wait, who's late? Wait, who's making bully? Wait, who? Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. Oh, I'm talking to a coach. Oh.
I look like this guy off the new season of Love is Blind. I don't even know what that is. Hey there, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. I just saw the thing and thought I'd like give my 2 cents, I guess.
Great. Is porn cheating?
I think it depends on like what boundaries you have in your own personal relationships. So like say for instance, I don't think that porn is cheating for me and my partner because it's not something that like it's just it would be the same as him imagining something in his head and getting off to it. Like it's not going to do any more or less damage than that, in my opinion.
Got it. Well, how would you feel if your partner was getting off to somebody in their head?
I mean, it's fine by me because it's not real.
Um,
Like that doesn't make me feel insecure.
What if he was thinking about someone else while being intimate with you?
I was gonna say that.
I mean, I guess it would depend on who the person was, like if I liked them or not.
Okay.
Okay, what if you didn't like them?
If I didn't know that that's what he was thinking, then that's not going to affect me. So it doesn't really matter.
Got it. Okay. Is your partner there? Could we get him on?
No, he's actually asleep. But
Wake him up.
I make content. I make,
you make porn.
stuff like that. So
Got it.
he knew that when he got with me. We're in a relationship where if he wanted to sleep with someone else, he could talk to me about it. If I wanted to sleep with someone else, I can talk to him about it. If we both want to sleep with other people together, we can talk to each other about it, and there's no issues with that.
Got it. So you're polyamorous.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. And what type of content do you make?
Well, it depends on, I would say that it's sexual content,
Got it.
and he's
So
made it.
You're a digital prostitute?
I mean, I guess you could say that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Why?
Because it kind of gets me off a little bit.
Why?
Like, if you're someone who's into voyeurism or anything like that, if I can get myself off on video, which is something I would be doing regardless of if I was videoing it or not, and make money from it, and know that other people are viewing that and they're getting pleasure from it, then why wouldn't I make money from it?
We could apply that argument to a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
I don't know. Help me out here.
How long have you been an online prostitute?
On and off. It's not the only thing I do. I do have another job. It's just something that I enjoy doing.
So like a side hustle, basically.
Yeah, basically, I've done it on and off for years, and it's the same as running your own business. You have to promote yourself. You have to do all of your own editing. It's not just laying there and setting a camera up. There's a lot of effort that goes into it, so you kind of get as much out of it as you put into it. So it depends on how motivated I am, really.
What's your main job?
I'm a piercer.
Piercer.
Oh, piercing.
Yeah.
Piercing nails, like the piercing ears, right?
Yeah, piercing everything basically. I'm a modification
Probably
artist as well.
probably a
So.
lot more than ears.
Oh
My
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, um, do you believe that your partner should only have eyes for you, and vice versa?
No, I think sex is very different to love. So I believe that you can have sex with someone and it not be as intimate as a feeling of love. Like if I was to say that I every person I had sex with I had those feelings for, that would be a lie, because I believe that there's a separation between, knowing that you want to be with someone for life and being able to explore your sexuality and their sexuality. I think that's healthy.
Got it. So, what is sex?
It's a physical, connection between two people that can result in pleasure for both parties.
Okay. And who should engage in sex?
Well, anyone of the age of consent who's willing to do so with people who they're comfortable with, and vice versa.
Got it. Is there anything like sacred about sex?
I mean, there can be things that are sacred about sex, and for some people it is sacred. Some people can't have sex with people unless they have a deep, meaningful connection with those people, and that's, fine for them.
Got it. What is love?
I feel like it would be difficult to describe exactly what love is, but I feel like love for me is a feeling that I have towards another person, that I can see myself being with them for life. I trust them implicitly. They respect me. I respect them. And we have a feeling together that's exclusive to us. Like, I couldn't give that to everyone who I had sex with.
Okay. So, what did you said you're not monogamous, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So are you married, or what's your relationship status?
No, I'm not married.
Okay. So what's the point of your relationship?
I mean, I wouldn't the point I don't get into a relationship for it to have a point. It's, I would say, companionship, respect, and caring for each other as much as you can.
Got it. Don't get in a relationship to have a point. How long have you
No,
guys been
like I
together?
wouldn't. We've been together for 5 years.
5 years. Got it. How often do you guys do your polyamory thing?
I mean, there's not like a set time on it. It's for me and for my partner. It's you remove. If I think you should be able to, if you're someone who can be attracted to other people, or has maybe a different sexual preference from the person that you're exclusively just with, if you're into boys and girls or whoever, and you're only with someone who's of the opposite sex, and that's something that you'd still like to explore, or they'd still like to explore, then you can do that. So it happens, every now and then, but it's not something that's like okay, we must go out and find a third. I think a lot of people who say they're polyamorous aren't polyamorous. They just want an excuse to be untruthful. And I think if you're truthful with each other, and you do things safely, and you do things within your boundaries, and you respect each other, then that's healthy, and you should be allowed to explore that.
Got it. Okay. Fascinating. Chat, what questions do you have? How old are you? Ophelia, is that your name?
I'm 30.
30. Okay. Do you have any kids?
No.
Do you want kids?
I can't have kids.
Oh, you can't have
Oh.
kids. Okay.
But if I did want something, I'd probably get a dog because, I'm not dealing with kids.
I have kids and I don't like dogs, so take it with a grain of salt. But dogs are so much work. I'd rather just have a kid.
Oh, I know.
Like,
But aren't dogs technically like kids, but like little different, basically?
yeah, but
I guess.
the thing with dogs is like you like it's way harder to get somebody to watch them. You can't just take them with you anywhere. You can take a baby anywhere. You can't take a dog anywhere. Like
So you could take a baby on a restaurant, basically?
you can take a baby on a restaurant, on a plane. You can go anywhere with a baby, and they'll just usher you right in. Try doing that with a dog. It's
Yeah, they'll
my
try and do
theory.
that.
I mean,
My
unless
theory
the dog
is it's much harder. It's much harder to have a dog than it is a kid.
I mean, unless the dog is a service dog, then maybe.
That's true. In the United States, if you say service dog, they have to treat you like royalty, or else the Americans with Disabilities Act will be all over you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like for me, it's that maybe I don't want the responsibility of having to mold a human. Like I wouldn't want the sole responsibility or the responsibility with someone else to try and mold a human in the correct way. Like that's too much pressure for me. But I can make a dog very happy.
I have so many things I could say right now. What's the correct way to, quote, mold a human?
Well, you have to raise them, correctly. You have to be the person that installs, their values into them. You have to teach them right from wrong. That's too much work for me. I love kids and I love looking after, the kids in our family, but I personally wouldn't want that burden. That scares me too much. I'd rather have a dog.
Do you think you have clear values?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you should respect people. I think you should, treat people how you want to be treated. I think everyone's entitled, to their own opinion and free speech, but, it's how you deal with the aftermath of that.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
No worries.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. James, I'm going to kick you off too, my friend, okay?
All right.
Thanks for joining me. And stick around, okay?
All right. Peace out, man.
See you, bro. All right. We'll do maybe a couple more, and then I'm going to go to bed. Mac Nubs. I haven't seen that name in a while. Hello.
Hey.
One of the old regulars. How you doing?
I'm good actually. So I ended up leaving the Discord because I left my ex like completely because he couldn't let it go. We had a bunch of like conversations about his like I don't know if you remember he had the secret like Twitter account where he had like a secret like
I haven't talked to you in what, like a year? I don't remember all the details.
Yeah. So I was pregnant with my ex, and like when I was like 8 weeks pregnant, I found that he had a secret Twitter account that he had made like a month into us dating, where he had followed like thousands and thousands of like, porn type of stuff, and it like I am like as a personally more conservative, and it was completely the opposite of me. Like he put, it's hippie. He posted that he was pansexual, so like a completely like different sexuality than like what he came on to me as. Like so that was like another big shock. And I found that out, and I end up obviously bringing that up to him. Like I confronted him. He didn't see that it was a big issue. He deleted his Twitter account. Like he deleted like the app, his account, whatever. I found out that like a week later, I just, for the fun of it, because I know that the other place to do that is Reddit. And so I was like, just see like what pops up. I typed in like his normal username into Reddit, and I saw that he made a Reddit account like that same week. And he had already started doing the same stuff on a different account. But yeah, I left him. Like he obviously just he didn't
Did you have
understand
the
like
baby?
I actually end up losing her at 17 weeks.
I'm sorry.
Which I was already gonna like leave him like being I was like in like the process of like talking to like my parents and everything to like figure out a plan to be like a single mom and like break up with him, and then I lost her. I was having a girl. But yeah,
That's
I
so
lost her like
tough.
at 17 weeks. It made it worse, but I have to like I try to like look at like the positive, like clearly he doesn't see his misdoings. And maybe like my daughter just went, I don't want him as a dad. Peace out. I'll see you later, mom. as
Well,
as shitty as it sounds, like it just you kind of like have to like try to like make jokes about it like at that point and just try to think of stuff like that, you know?
sure. It's pretty dark though. But I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, no, he didn't come to like the hospital or anything. Like he never like got to like see her or anything. I was nice enough, you know. I gave him the options for like urns, like for like her ashes and stuff, and like he has like part of like her ashes. But like
Do you
after
have any
that, it
other
was a
kids
lot.
with him?
No. Actually, weirdly enough, she was a Plan B baby because he lied to me, and I told him I was like, you know, like I'm on the pill, but pull out. Like I don't like want like any accidents like right now. And he completely just disregarded what I said. And I did like take a Plan B because like I didn't like want to be pregnant, but I'm almost 30. But like
Do you have any other
so like
kids?
when I had like one other miscarriage when I was 23 with another guy at like 8 weeks, but other than that, no.
Sorry, man. All right, you got a lot going on.
No, I'm good
So
now.
what
I mean,
what got you to the point of leaving him?
it was finding out his between like the addiction and like the hidden sexuality.
Yeah. You didn't even know what was
Because
true.
like well that's and like we had been friends since we were like 14. Like we were in like
I gotta
the
pee.
same like
Keep talking.
we were in like the same like best friend group since we were like 14. You know, we all like went hunt fish together. Like there was like the four of us. We call ourselves as the Wolf Pack. So like the fact that like for like all these years he could go and like lie to me to my face like that, and then when I caught it, obviously like I'm 8 weeks pregnant, like that was like hormones on top of just having like that shock. And like you know, I looked like the dates like on some of like his comments on stuff, and it was like the day like we announced that we were having a baby. Like when we were like together, he's like in the other room, or if like I'm just like, not paying attention, like he's on there looking at all of that stuff. Like, well, I'm right there.
Yeah, that sucks. So so you got out of the relationship and here you are.
Yeah, no,
Good job.
I actually went to go travel work to Indiana, and I made a bunch of money and a lot happier now. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure that you know people like can make it work, and I did obviously. I was pregnant with his child. I tried to like make it work, and I told him I was like you have a problem. Like within like 90 days, like you followed like over 2,000 accounts and liked over 5,000 photos on this new account. And that kind of stuff, like, you know, it was like, I don't like how to say this like politely on TikTok. Let's just say nobody trimmed like their hedges and they had a wolf masks on type of stuff.
Hmm.
Like not like the
That's some
normal
interesting stuff.
not like the Cornhub normal stuff. Like
Well,
he
don't
was
be
into
fooled.
like
Don't be
some
fooled that Pornhub is normal.
well, but you know what I mean. But it's not like the
It was a little out
normal
there.
persons.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a different breeds. Like so, like on like Twitter, like you have to like look that kind of stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you know
really
that
got to go
just like
searching for that for sure.
yeah, and he 100% did.
Yeah.
So like, but like I did, like I tried to like talk to him about it. I was like, you have like a, you know, in like the nicest way possible. I was like, do you ever think that you have like an issue with this? And like obviously he hid like his sexuality from me, which was like a big thing because I'm obviously like I'm 100% straight. If I'm gonna like have a family with someone, like marry somebody, I would like them to have the same sexuality as me.
That's kind of important.
Yeah, no, he thought that I was a shitty person because oh well you would like actually leave me because of my sexuality. I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's one of like the most obvious things in a relationship.
That's yeah. I mean, that's it's a very important thing in a romantic relationship. Well, I'm glad you found the strength and courage to move on, even while you're dealing with, you know, major life events. And it's good to hear from you. It's been a while. So
It has been a while. Like I said, like
Yeah.
I left just because like I did like leave the relationship and I went out to Indiana to like go like travel work. I just went to go make my money and meet new people, go new places, heal myself, and it was great.
yeah, cool. Well, good job. Thanks for sharing. See ya.
Woo!
All right, so by the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. I'm going to read this little excerpt from the Betrayal Bind, which I read tonight at my women's group. Are any of you out there right now from the women's group? It's a great group if you want to heal through betrayal trauma and or just have a place where you can authentically talk about what's going on in life in a private setting that's not on TikTok. Consider joining one of my groups. I have groups for women. We meet on Tuesday nights, as well as men's groups. We meet on Tuesday nights, and I also have an additional men's group on Wednesday. The women's groups are $99 a month. The men's groups are $199 a month. It's a great place to heal together in community. We meet for an hour and 15 minutes weekly on Zoom. And again, it's a private place, way different than my lives here on TikTok. You can get info on that using the link in my bio. Schedule what I call a discovery call with me if you're interested in that. We can chat more. Here's what we talked about tonight. And why are the girls $99 and the men's are $199? Great question. Because the guys need to feel more pain. I can raise the women's group to $199 if you want me to. But I think, yeah. Here's what we did tonight. I read this little excerpt from the book. For most betrayed partners, a significant part of the healing work is to learn how to face and feel the fear that is blocking their path forward. This work should always be done with expert support, as it is most always too dysregulating for partners to do by themselves. Here is the secret to shifting the fear. We do the thing we are afraid to do. I know this is another book-throwing moment, so go ahead and swear or throw something, and then let's unpack this together. If we adhere to the false belief that we cannot make forward progress until the fear goes away, we will forever stay stuck. Waiting for the fear to go away is a false promise that yields nothing but more pain and suffering. So we must learn to move through fear by doing the thing that we are afraid to do, and then finding out that we are able to do it. We see that we are still standing, we are still intact, and in the famous mantra coined by author Glennon Doyle, we can do hard things. When we do move toward our fear and do the hard thing in front of us, it builds our confidence in ourselves, our sense of resilience, and our inner strength and resourcefulness. Best of all, It builds trust with ourselves. We start to trust our ability to take care of ourselves, make wise choices, advocate for ourselves, set boundaries, use our powerful and effective voice, and ask for what we need. Facing our fear is the antidote to staying stuck every single time. This comes from the book, The Betrayal Bind by Michelle Mays. It's a great book. Highly recommend it if you are going through betrayal trauma. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Watched you many times but never heard your story. What was the turning point that made you change? Good question. I was watched porn for about 20 years from when I was 12 to 32 years old. I got married at 26, started cheating on my wife about a year after I got married, and decided to hold that in, never tell her, and take it to the grave. That didn't work, obviously. And when I realized how miserable I was and how that was spilling out onto every person in my life, I realized this is not a great way to live. I was betraying my wife, hurting her, devastating her. I was a terrible father, a terrible son, a terrible husband, a terrible employee. Everything was awful. And I was like, why is this such a problem? Well, I don't know how to deal with the problems in my life. All I know how to do is to attempt to masturbate them away. It doesn't work. So I had to get real about what was going on in life and deal with my issues. Porn and sex addiction is not a porn and sex problem. It's a how you deal with life problem. There's always a reason why we do what we do, and it's usually rooted in some sort of trauma. For me, it was losing my mother when I was very young. I lost my mom when I was 5 years old. She died in a plane crash. And I literally used to say, up until D-Day, when my life fell apart, I said, my mom died when I was 5, and it hasn't affected me. That's what I said. Shit. So this is not a story about a guy that watched porn and cheated on his wife. This is a story about somebody who had deep pain and longing in his life and didn't know how to cope with it using unhealthy, maladaptive coping strategies such as pornography. And that's where the inner work comes into play. So unwanted sexual behavior is a symptom of other problems, in my opinion, my experience. So I've been clean about 7.5 years. D-Day was in August of 2017. My wife and I are still married. We got 3 kids. And so things are great now. Doesn't mean we don't have issues, but we have an authentic, open, intimate relationship, which is awesome. So I now do this for a living. I help people who are dealing with unwanted sexual behavior as well as betrayal trauma, and we have great groups to do that. You can find out the info in my bio. Thanks for asking. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole in a while. I'll bring a guest on here in just a second. What are your current 8 highs and lows, things you're excelling at versus not? Gosh, good question. I have these like MILF Cookies 18 just got home from prison, really? I don't know. I kind of have like these really motivated times and really unmotivated times. Right now I'm motivated as of today. Yeah, Texas Made, I'll bring you on. And so maybe that's the high, that I'm super jazzed for doing a bunch of stuff. I got, well, never mind. I'll go there in a second. Hi there, Texas Made. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Is porn cheating?
Good. No.
No, it's not. Okay.
Oh, yes. I thought you said, do you support cheating?
No, I said, is porn cheating?
Yes, absolutely. I think if I'm married of 12 years, and I think that and my husband and I are very open to honesty and things like that. He has come to me before and has said, I made a mistake. I watched porn the other day and I feel guilty about it. And, of course, I forgive him. He doesn't do it, like every day, but he does tell me, and I do believe him when he says it. But he hasn't done it in about a year, and that, of course, makes me happy. I was hoping to get on here, honestly, to talk to Ophelia, because I feel like, in my opinion, you know, she says that her and her man respect each other, but I don't think her man respects her at all, to be honest, and vice versa. I think that, um, you know, they've been together for 5 years, and any man, in my opinion, especially with them being 30, that's with you for 5 years and doesn't move forward, doesn't respect you. Um, and the fact that she said, you know, it's just
All
out of
right, all right, all right.
pleasure.
So we're not talking to her, okay?
Hmm.
So I don't want to speculate on all the things that she and her partner may or may not be doing. Is that fair?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, generically, I would agree that it's not respectful to watch pornography while you claim to be loving towards your spouse.
Right.
Anyways, I'm happy to continue talking. I don't like talking about previous guests when they
Oh
can't be
no,
on here
that's
to talk.
okay.
Yeah,
I had wanted to come up, and I was gonna. I didn't know how it works. I've never been on here. I started following you, but
that's okay.
I don't know how it works. So I was gonna
Yeah.
have a one-on-one with her, but if that's not how it works with you, totally fine.
Oh, yeah. You can go create your own live and see if she joins and talk to her about whatever you want.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
But yes, I do think porn is cheating. I think that if you are interested in watching other women get naked and not having that intimacy with your wife or husband, that is definitely considered cheating.
Got it. So you said your husband hasn't been using porn for like a year?
Yeah. I mean, he used to say, like, I don't know, maybe once a month, like, hey, you know, we haven't been intimate in like a couple weeks. And, you know, marriage is like that sometimes. And we just get busy with kids and life. And he's like, you know, I resorted to that and I apologize. I just wanted to let you know. And he was upfront about it, which I don't know how I can't forgive him, for being honest.
Did he ever do any like intentional work? See a therapist, get in a recovery group?
No, we go to church. We have fellow people that we are in groups with that he's shared with other men. And, you know, and he knows it was wrong. Porn doesn't do anything for me, so I haven't gotten on in years. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Got
I
it.
don't desire it.
Got it. Yeah. Well, you know the odds of being clean, the odds of relapse within 6 months if you don't get any intentional help is basically 100%
Hmm.
to relapse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like he's talked to some people about it. Great. And what is that noise
Yeah.
in the background? Is that wind?
Yes, it's wind, and I'm actually in my home with the doors, with the windows closed. I
Her house
live
is
in
haunted.
obviously Texas, but we're having huge windstorms.
Got it.
So sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to hear that's where you guys are at. So good for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. And we have a great marriage, so and very trusting, and so I just wanted to answer the question. Yes, porn is
Hmm.
cheating, for sure.
When's the last time you've asked him when the last time he looked at porn was?
I've actually asked him probably last month. I
Okay.
said, be completely honest with me. Have you seen it lately? And here, and I know he can still get on it, but here in Texas, we have a law by Greg Abbott where they've taken all of that away. You can't just look it up on your phone just like that. You know what I mean?
No, I
But
don't know what you mean because that's not a thing.
okay, they put blockers on our phone here in Texas.
No, they don't.
Okay. But no, I asked him about a month ago, and he said, "I swear, I haven't even looked at it, thought about it, nothing." And I feel like our sex life has gotten 10 times better since then. since a year ago.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is there's like one site that is kind of banned through age verification in Texas.
Hmm.
So one site is blocked. Do you know how many porn sites there are in the world?
I have no idea.
How many porn sites are there? Just the first Google one. This is from 2012, so there's a lot more now. But it says about 25 million sites.
Wow,
So
that's
they
crazy.
banned one in Texas. What do you think that's done?
Well, I'm sure it hasn't done much.
Probably not a whole lot. Great step forward. Way to go, politicians. Way to gesture at doing something.
Mhm.
And I'm very pro banning porn sites. But
Mhm.
we banned one. 25 million, and that's from 2012. It's probably
Mm.
100 million now or more. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that's what all I was going to say is, people can change. And it wasn't like he was doing it every day. He was doing it like once a month. Not that that's an excuse, but, him stopping and, learning from it and knowing how much it hurt me, I'm more important than just random naked people on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks
all
for
right.
sharing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. What is the anybody in Texas or knows, is it actually banned, or do they just require age verification? I'm actually not up on like the specific implementation of how Pornhub is being banned. I love this. I'm reading about it. Texas age verification requirement. House Bill 1181, passed in June 2023, requires adult websites to verify the age of users before they're allowed to access adult content. It requires Texans to upload a government ID to access the website, any website that devotes more than a third of its content to sexual material. And then this person goes, quote, "Oh yeah, that's real safe," one person commented. "Lawmakers do not understand technology." Hey, A for effort. The same law also requires porn websites to display a health warning about the dangers of pornography. How Texas law limits porn access, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's so many loopholes. I bet if you just Google, never mind, I'm not going to give anybody ideas. The verification is you click in a yes or no button. No, it's not, Frankie. You actually have to, they have like an age verification system. It's more sophisticated than just a yes or no. I do know that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of websites that do that, I think. I don't know. I haven't been on a porn site in more than a decade. Couldn't tell you. Well, thinking of murder is murder enough for God, so yeah, probably. All right. One more? Should we do one more? Yeah, let me up. Hey there, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
It's going good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Is porn cheating?
1,000,000%.
1,000,000%.
But
All right, what's that?
yeah. Well, first and foremost, it's, there's lots of comments where people talk about, for the parameters of your relationship and if it's consensual and if you watch it together. But I think what people miss is that it's cheating to your relationship because it cheats you out of a healthy relationship because I feel like it challenges the intimacy between partners, right? Um, through like addiction, through like a false sense of reality. And I think it's incredibly like dangerous to people, especially when people do it like isolated. Um, they feed into like this carnal side that just isn't like fulfilled through a natural relationship.
Yeah, well put. Have you been in a relationship with someone who watches porn?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you deal with that?
Um, so well, it's difficult to like say that because now it's a deal breaker for me. If my partner does entertain that, because I find myself to hold more value, in the relationship. But I also base it off biblical principle. But with my daughter's dad, he was a lot older than I, and he had a Smex addiction. He wouldn't admit to it, but he definitely justified it. So back then, it was because I didn't value myself. Now, I would walk away or either, seek help. And if they weren't willing to understand, from my perspective of how it was devaluing to me as a woman and as a partner, if they couldn't seek help, I would walk away because I view it just as bad as if you were to step outside of your relationship and have a physical relationship.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah. So how do you communicate that expectation now? Are you in a relationship now or no?
I am in a relationship.
Okay.
So going on for about almost 7 years, 6.5 years. And that's something I was very forthcoming because I grew up with a dad who was kind of out of the household because of his Smex addiction. And that kind of environment was definitely passed on to me. So I grew up never wanting it. Never being seeing society, definitely pushing in our faces, but me never even being tempted by it because I saw the marriage that my mother had, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to be in competition with it, and so with now that I'm in a really healthy relationship, that was kind of one of the parameters that I set. It was an expectation so that I didn't fall for this partner and then had to come back or later on down the line, it was something that had a further battle after having an emotional connection. It's something that I said like, hey, these are my prerequisites for being in a relationship with me. Do you feel like you can respect that? Is it something you've ever dealt with? It was based on honesty and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And I could still be with somebody who had watched it, maybe had like an addiction, but was doing the work. But I would not be able to be with a partner who justified it when I'm telling them the reasons why I find it to be, not like morally permissible in the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Cool. Well, you got a very clear expectations, and you communicate it very clearly as well, which I imagine has really served you since you've
Absolutely.
been having this awareness. So good for you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for doing this too, because it's a really big epidemic in society, and so it's definitely glorified, and people are desensitized. So I really appreciate it, especially coming from a man.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye bye. Oh, Limp Bizkit. You're getting banned. Apple user, you want to chat?
Hello?
Hey there, what's going on?
Hello?
Hello.
What's up, man? Yeah, I don't think
Hey,
it's cheating.
you don't think it's
I
cheating?
think it's
Okay.
no, I think it's in the same like the same type of thing where like say you're gambling and your wife tells you not to gamble but you're still doing it. I think it's a betrayal. I think it's terrible, but it's not like cheating.
Got it. Okay. Can we ask the women who are here what they think about that?
Yeah, but you also have to ask them if reading 50 Shades of Grey is cheating or using you know vibrators is cheating also.
All right, we'll get there in a second. So, ladies, women, does it feel different if he's lying about gambling than if he's lying about masturbating while watching women have sex? Is there a difference there for you?
I
Does it
can see
feel
how
different?
I can see how it feels terrible for them. Just like you know, like if your wife is she's watching men and she's desiring other men. I'm sure it feels terrible, but I don't think it's the same as cheating.
Got it. So I just don't see the. I get the whole deceit part of it. I'm with you there, but I think. Well, I would just ask you this: what do you think might be different about masturbating, fantasizing about other women, and gratifying yourself sexually to it? How
Yeah,
might
so
that be different than gambling?
I think it's a good thing. Like instead of actually doing it, um, I think that you go out and you're actually cheating on your wife. It's a terrible thing, and you could get another woman pregnant. You can get diseases and give them to your wife, and she's completely innocent. But it's not going to happen with watching that stuff on the internet. I think it's
Got
like,
it.
yeah.
Do you watch porn?
I used to a lot more. Um, I just kind of naturally toned down.
So
But
you
no,
do?
it is. Yeah,
Got it.
not often. It is,
Well,
but it
wait,
is
wait,
terrible.
hold on. Why? It's a yes or no. Uh, why are you trying to like downplay it? I'm just curious.
Um, because it's not an addiction. Like I rarely do it as
I didn't
um.
ask if I didn't have to ask if it's an addiction. I just asked if you watch porn.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So you do.
yeah.
Got it. Are you in a relationship?
No, but even when I
Got it.
was, I did.
Have you ever been in a relationship? Or I guess you just said you have.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think it's a terrible thing. Like I think it does mess with you, and I think it gives you bad expectations. But I also think it. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as sleeping around with a bunch of women.
Well, if it's a terrible thing, why do you do it?
I know in the context of a relationship, yeah, like you shouldn't do that. You should only have eyes for your woman.
You said you did it when you were in a relationship as well.
Yeah, no, and I wouldn't do that. I was wrong.
Oh, got it. You wouldn't do that anymore.
No, but as a
Got it.
single dude, it's better than just sleeping with random women.
Got it. How old are you?
35.
When did you start watching porn?
Oh, oh man, like when I was like, I think like 10 years old.
Got
I
it.
had the internet like early on. I had a computer really early,
Hmm.
and it was all just
Okay, so you got 25 years of practice. What makes you can think? What makes you think you can just kick a 25-year habit once you get in a relationship?
um, because I mean, when I was in my last relationship, I did. It's because it's not that important. Um, like I said, as a single dude, it's one thing, but if you're in a relationship, then you shouldn't. You should kind of like just be purify your mind and soul and not deal with that stuff.
Why should you not try to purify your mind and soul when you're single?
Well, I mean, why would you? I mean, you
Because
should,
why
but
would you? Because maybe you're worth it.
yeah, yeah, no, I agree with that. But when I was younger, I didn't think about that stuff.
Well, here you are. You're older now.
Yeah,
So why would you not want to purify your mind and soul when you're single?
because as a single man, you have like a lot of urges and a lot of needs. So it's it's you know it's one thing. I mean, you can't you have to you have to sleep with women or just do porn.
Oh, great. We're going to have fun here. You have to sleep with women or do porn.
Yeah. Otherwise, where does that drive go?
Well, what else is possible? Can you think of
If
any
you
other possibilities besides sleeping with a woman and watching porn?
if you're not in a relationship, no. What could you do?
Can anybody think of any other possibility besides sleeping with a woman and watching porn? You could not watch it. You could be abstinent. Those are possibilities. You could go to the gym. You could read a book. Control
Yeah, and
yourself
that
and weight.
that I mean that doesn't deal with your desires.
Here's one. Using your hands. Do you think it's possible to masturbate without watching porn?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is that not a possibility?
Yeah. But I mean, what's the difference? I mean, using your, I don't see a
Well,
difference.
with one, you're not reinforcing sexual objectification. I'm not suggesting masturbation is the answer, by the way. But masturbating while watching strangers have sex is continuing to train your brain to objectify people.
Yeah, you know what? Andrew Tate actually said that it's like a weird form of voyeurism, and that you shouldn't do it, and that makes sense.
And we should all look up to Andrew Tate if we want to be better men.
He's right on that, isn't he?
Just kidding. Just kidding, people. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, man. Do you watch a lot of Andrew Tate?
No, he's not viral no more.
We should never quote Andrew Tate. Yeah, I think he like got scrubbed from the internet, which
Yeah.
I actually didn't even notice that. I saw a clip the other day and I was like, I haven't seen this guy in a while. I think people finally realized that this guy, I mean, his earlier stuff, he would just tout how basically he puts women into sex slavery. That's how he made his money. And I don't get how that guy got so much fame. It's crazy. Anyways, Andrew Tate. That's the first time somebody's quoted Andrew Tate on here.
Yeah, but
Uh,
he was right about that. It is kind of a weird form of voyeurism when you think about it.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then why do you do it? You said it's like terrible. It's a weird form of voyeurism. Why do you do it?
I'm talking in the well, yeah, in the context of a relationship, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Um, no, you're right. You can convince me not to do it.
Oh, great. All right. Sounds good. It only took 8 minutes. Look at what can happen in 8 minutes. We can challenge our beliefs and come up with new ones. I
Yeah,
love that.
I think a lot of people don't think about it. And like I said, I was exposed to it when I was really young, and you don't think about the effects of it, or why it's bad. You just kind of slip into it, and then you do get exposed to a lot of terrible things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is, I think, a bad thing, even for a single guy. Now that I think about it, you convinced me.
All right. Great. Well, thanks for sharing, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. See you. All right, everyone. I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for being here. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. I'll just say it because we're ending on this note. 8 minutes. Took 8 minutes to convince that guy. Maybe you should have your partner schedule a call with me. We'll give him 30 minutes. Just kidding. But am I? You can schedule a call with me using the link in my bio. It's a 30-minute call for $50. It's just designed to talk about what's going on in your life and what you want to maybe be different. And if I can be part of that journey with you, I'd love to. I also have groups, both for men dealing with unwanted sexual behavior, such as porn or sex addiction, and women dealing with betrayal trauma. If you're looking for a place to heal together in community, consider joining one of my groups. And if not, that's fine. Give me a follow. Up there somewhere is the follow button. Come back and chat sometime. I'll be here. A book recommendation. Krista, did you read The Art of Possibility? The Art of Possibility. Great book. Read it. Did you read it? Have I told you to read that book? The Art of Possibility. Fantastic book. God's work, man, bless up. Let's go. Thank you for doing this. Thank you. First time you're here. Okay, great. Read it. You'll love it, Krista. I promise. The audiobook is very good as well, because it's two musicians who write it, and they read it, and they have like music in it, how they integrate it in the book. It's a great book. What's the book about? Seeing other possibilities in life and changing the game, reorienting ourselves to how we play the game of life. It's a great book. A lot of my teaching and philosophies, they don't come from that book, but a lot of them are rooted in concepts that book also draws from. The Art of Possibility. Fantastic book. Have you ever had come on here while choking the chicken? I don't know. Probably. Yeah, Art of Possibility. Read it. Let me know what you think. It's all about like taking responsibility, accountability for your life. But it's written in such a creative, almost like artistic way. It's a good book. All right. Make it a great day or not, people. The choice is always yours. We'll see you next time. Oh, Darren, great. That's a good one. Bye-bye.